topic is formation, promotion, say, and the documentation. That's nothing but drafting. Since time immemorial, especially in India, public service, charity is a well recognized one. For example, the temples, famous temples which we visit, are all more than 1,000 years old. So 1,000 years back, the kings, the rulers, they used to dedicate one agrahara, 100 acres, 500 acres, and then dedication of the property to a particular lord, maybe Shiva, Vishnu, somebody X, Y, Z. So they establish a temple and then dedicate some property, appoint some trustees. The word trustee now only after Britishers we got. In those days, Dharmakarta. Dharmakarta. So the Dharmakarta is appointed. So the Dharmakarta will manage the temple, who will oversee that a priest is appointed, a cleaner is appointed, Devadasi for evening dance is appointed. So the Dharmakarta has to get the income and then apply it for the temple. So what for? The society should have the blessings of the Lord and people will go with the Dharma. That means an orderly behavior you can envisage for the betterment of the human mankind. They didn't stop with that. The kings, if you see, used to have Dharmasthala, that is a chow trees. So passers by, roadside chow trees. So forest rooms like that. So from thousands of years all these people had. So 150 years ago the Income Tax Act has been brought in India, the Britishers, preceding this 1922 Income Tax Act also. They were all thinking, these are all a non-profit motive, public service, so let us exempt. They were not brought within the Income Tax Act for you. So even in the 1961 Act, without any registration for any NPA, the income was exempt. Income is exempt if it is a public religious or charitable institution. Like that they were giving. But slowly in 1970, they thought, no, without registration some people are misusing this route. So they introduced the Income Tax Act. So the registration procedure. Then the registration was also given till 1996. The commissioner, who is the authority to give the registration, has been given the ample power to condone the delay. That means in the day of incorporation, within 1 year one has to take the registration. So if he is not taking also, at a later date also if he applies, commissioners can grant the condonation. I myself represented several trusts where the commissioners granted condonation of 20 years, 26 years, 32 years. Because when I applied in 1990 and the institution was established in 1961, so 30 years condonation I will ask. Commissioners were happily giving that 30 years condonation. And commissioners said, all you are doing all these years charity. Now also hundreds and thousands of say institutions were. So from 1996 Finance Act they said, no question of condonation of delay. Because in the name of condonation also several things are doing. So then they said, only in the previous year in which you apply, you get the first day of the financial year onwards. Because in the middle of the year if you go, it is a trouble for them and trouble for you. What is not exempt in the part of the year, what is exempt in the part of the year, income itself arises on the last day. For one financial year, you have to compute the income. So from the first day of the previous year, the registration is deemed to have come into effect only from the first day of the year in which you apply. So even after application, within 6 months, the commissioner has to grant the registration. So the Act from the year 2000 onwards, every year, without amendment, this chapter is not there. This 11, 12, 13, 3 sections, chapter 3 of the Income Tax Act, which deals with the public, religious and charitable issues, without any amendment. There is no year No finance bill is passed. And this 2016 Finance Act amendment is a blowing, it's a very big blow. Anybody who can agree with me or disagree with me? What is the biggest amendment this year? 2016 Finance Act for the chartered insurance, please.
Exit tax.
What?
Exit tax.
Not really an exit tax. You need not exit. You can continue to be there as a chartered institution, but you have to pay Section 115 TD, TE, TF. Three sections are introduced in the Income Tax Act. 115 TD, TE, TF. TE is only on the TD tax interest calculation. TF is equal to who is an assessee in default. What is 115 TD? 115 TD says accredited income. What is meant by accredited income? Again, two things. Once the chartered institution is ceased to be a chartered institution, it ceases to continue to be a chartered institution. Again, definition. When it ceases to be a chartered, continue to be the chartered institution. If its registration is withdrawn, if its registration, only a registration is withdrawn, it ceases to be a, continue to be a chartered institution. Another, if it changes its objectives during the previous year, again two alternatives. For such changes, fresh registration is not applied, or even if for a fresh change of, for such change of objectives, a fresh application of A is not made, B, even if it is made, it is rejected by the commissioner, then also it ceases to continue to be a chartered organization. So what are the consequences? This year amendment I am explaining you that though you have only all these years, in case it ceases to be a chartered institution by virtue of A, cancellation of the earlier registration, B, you have changed your objectives but you have not applied for first registration, or though you have applied, the registration application is rejected, then the accredited income will come and you have to pay the tax. Accredited income means present market value of all the assets minus present liabilities is the accredited income. Present market value of all the assets minus liabilities is the accredited income, on which you have to pay within 14 days 30% of tax. So, in case it is on account of cancellation by the commissioner, your grace period of 60 days is there for appealing to the tribunal. If you are not applying till the disposal of the first appeal, they will wait. Otherwise, the tax is deemed to have come into effect. So, in brief, I am telling this because this is not today's my topic is only to drafting promotion, but to drive home the importance. Unless I tell these serious things, you will also from the beginning be more relaxed in listening. I want you to be more attentive. So then I must tell that a big cobra is waiting by your side. It is sleeping, but don't wake it up. Please try to be attentive. That when it is going to wake up, we don't know. So the importance is, this is a very, throughout the country, many people who have gone through this provision said, this is a draconian provision. This is a draconian provision. So, large institutions, take for example in Bangalore city, many medical colleges, many engineering colleges, big temples, all are having only registration. So by chance a small mistake happens. And that small mistake will give the power to the commissioner to cancel. Because if I am going to explain you how the commissioner can cancel. So his power is, if you apply the money, if you apply the income for other than your objective, what I say, yours is a charitable institution. Yours is a charitable institution unless you apply the money only for your defined, notified, or say what you have specified in your deed as objectives, for those clauses only you should apply. For example, you have defined your objectives only educational institutions to promote the education and to establish the education institutions. But you found in North Karnataka a river is overflown, some damage has taken place, earthquake has taken place, Latur earthquake. So you want to liberally donate the money. Once you donate the money, you lose your total exemption, because other than your objectives you have applied, I am ready to withdraw, I have got the power, please read the section. Once I withdraw the registration, all the years, once I withdraw the registration, income of previous year, in the year in which it is withdrawn, is taxable. May be right, may be tolerable. But now once the registration is withdrawn, this 2016 Finance Act, what it says? Are the total assets except in the bill proposed February 29, total assets just like that. But when it's become the Act, 2 amendments they have given. Other than the assets acquired out of agriculture income, other than the assets which were already tax paid money is the source for these assets, these 2 exceptions were given, very minor. So all other assets are liable now at market value. So first of all, is this constitutionally valid? Maybe in 1 or 2 years somebody will challenge, and definitely this constitutionally according to me is not valid. 115 TD is a rate proposing section and chapter. There should be in the Income Tax Act, what the basic things? There should be a charging section, through the charging section there should be a definition, and then it should come to taxable income. When a rate proposing section, can it propose something is income, and then on it I am levying the tax. To constitute income, there should be a charging section, there should be a mechanism, there should be a way of reasonableness. Unreasonably I cannot say anything I say is equal to income. So that's how it has been proposed in my individual view. This is draconian provision. But anyhow, to avoid such untoward incidents, right from the beginning, what care we have to take is the essence. Why? Because if you see the last 3 years amendments, not only 16, go to 15, go to 2014. Last 3 years amendments are, they are showing, because this new government, present government, 2014 election they have come to power, and their thinking itself is entirely different, especially for the charitable institutions. You would have seen from 1/10/2014, the total country, till that time the commissioners, regular income tax commissioners are doing part-time job of attending to the charitable institution. Regular commissioner means on the 5 heads income computation, if the assessing officer is doing a mistake, commissioner is having 263 power, 264 power to direct. So he is the regular authority, commissioner, dealing with all the assessing officers, including the charitable institution assessing officers. The assessing officers are also not exclusive assessing officers, they are dealing with the regular cases and the charitable institution assessments were also. But now from 1/10/2004, what is the department, total department has done? The total country is divided into 14 commissionerates. So that commissioner is assisted by additional commissioners, joint commissioners, assistant commissioners and assessing officer, ITOs. ITOs powers are any charitable institution which is having 12A registration, which is claiming exemption, up to 5 crores gross receipts, up to 1 crore gross receipts the assessing officer, and above 1 crore the from ITO to assistant commissioner. So exclusive ITOs, exclusive assistant commissioners, exclusive joint commissioners to administer, exclusive commissioner to grant 12A or 80G and 1023C also. So the department's significance, they want to tap this source as a real income giving source. Exemption giving source, they were neglecting all these years. But they want to tap this also income giving source. So that the exclusive team, a compartmentalized section of officers have been appointed from 1/10/2014. You would have seen in the field how the act is. So these 2014 amendments, 2015 amendment, 2016 amendments are very serious amendments. They are having good many repercussions. So what is that? And with this background, how to promote, how to take up the work. So normally a person approaches you means, who will approach you? A street corner school, for example an elementary school, a high school, a college, engineering college, degree college, some people, or a temple, because every temple is also accessible, religious, charitable, or some charity oriented, non-profit oriented group of people, they come to you. So under the Income Tax Act, as CA students, we learn the subject right from the definition of charitable purpose, because the Income Tax Act is not defining the word religion, but it is giving the word charitable purpose. Charitable purpose is a inclusive definition. What is that inclusive definition? Charitable purpose includes relief to poor, education, now amended yoga after education, medical relief, preservation of environment, preservation of monuments and special artifacts, lastly 6th billion, advancement of another object of publicity. Advancement of another object of publicity is so wide. Animals protection, sports promotion, music promotion, literature promotion. So any other general activity whereby you want to do some activity for the sake of public, so you will come under the advancement of another object of public. But there is no watertight compartment that what is falling in one will not fall in the other. There is no necessity. They are not mutually exclusive like that. You can have an exclusive one. Education, you can promote an exclusively an educational institution. Or you can promote education along with the relief to poor. Only for poor people I want to give education. Only for poor people. You may. How? Say, giving your 10 of you formed an association, you want to do scholarships to the students. You don't want to run the education institution. Scholarship is based on the economic criteria. Only for the poor students who want to give scholarship. Natural. For a rich person, you need not. So your objective itself is for only for poor students who want to give scholarship. Then it will fall in both the definitions, both the limbs of the charitable purpose, either in education or in relief to poor. In both ways also it will fall. So why I am driving this point, within few minutes I will clarify how it is. So the broad idea, charitable institutions also, non-profit institutions also, because the definition of income 224 includes, the definition of income 224 includes voluntary contributions. So any organization, I am purposely avoiding the word any person, because the person word is defined in section 231, but the person word is not used in section 11, 12, 13. In section 11, 12, 13, the Act specifically used the word any trust or institution, any trust or institution. The words trust and institution have not been defined in the Income Tax Act, but they used purposely for this chapter 3 only any trust or institution. So both put together I am using the word any organization, which is a non-profit organization. So every non-profit organization, if at all it is having voluntary contributions is income. That income is taxable. Unless you have either 12A registration, because of 12A registration only you can claim exemption under section 11. So section 11 is an exemption section, but section 11 envisages or intends to give the exemption only for those who have got 12A registration. Without 12A registration, section 11 exemption, you cannot get it. And the 13 is a negative condition section. Negative condition section means anything you violate, 13 all specifies this sort of violations if you do, you will lose your section like exemption. That's all specified. Section 13 starting itself is Section 11 income exemption shall not apply. Circumstance 1, circumstance 2, circumstance 3 enumerates, lists out the circumstances in which you are not eligible for Section 11 exemption, Section 30. So, I am trying to tell you, so far what I have told you is the importance of this chapter, importance of complying the law. Otherwise, if you don't comply the law and if you just like that continue, then the danger is there. The tax liability is most unbearable in the sense, even if I am an individual, from tomorrow I want to become a sannyasi. Today I want to wind up all my assets. Maybe I want to distribute. So if I want to wind up also, okay, is it so easy within 14 days as the Act 115 TD says, I cancel the registration within 14 days, pay 30%. Can anyone within 14 days wind up and then pay for Income Tax Act compliance, say 30% of the market value of the assets? Can anyone really intending to pay also? It is impossible. From that day onwards, 115 TE, interest will start, continue. And then 115 TA of newly, who are the assessees in default? Not necessarily the trust, not necessarily the society. The persons who manage also are assessees in default. So, if not from the society, from the trustees, they will want to recover. So, these are all the serious things. Please attend to this session and try to understand these things. But the intention of the government is clear. Sir?
Can we claim 1023C exemption?
I am coming to that. I am coming to that, please. So, slowly I started. So, I am coming to that. So, friends, we have to give due importance for all these things unless we seriously look into this and try to comply. The government may take a big chunk. So, the whole mistake in the society, general society, is Parliament enacts any act, for now Income Tax Act, any legislation, but is the government taking appropriate steps? See people, I made a law, please be aware of the law, try to comply with the law, what the law says. Will it take CP seminars like this or any public meetings or through newspapers advertisements? Government will not spend 1 rupee to propagate the law which they made as law. It is up to the people to know. Nowadays website, the government website is there, it is for the people to know. So, majority of the people who promote these societies, who promote these trusts, hardly 10 to 20% only will come to a chartered accountant. 80% will go to an advocate at best. Without going to an advocate, there are so many intelligent people who only go to a document writer register a trust. Document writer, the moment you go, no document writer, no document he will. We have given a pamphlet printed in our face. Even after that, document writer said, sir, once I advise him to go to you, he will not come back, sir. He will go to some other document writer or some other chartered accountant, some other advocate. Why should I do it? Whatever he wants, I will say, I am ready, I will try, I will register. Go. So, the moment a person approaches a document writer, he says, I can do anything. You tell me, sir, I myself will draft. He is not an advocate, he is a 10th class dropout. But that fellow has taken the profession of document writing and registering. Whatever you want on the earth, including this building, if you want, you go to a document, you get it registered in government. Finish. Submission also, the stamp duty only, survey number, market value, pay the stamp duty, he will register. Except that nothing else is happening in this country. So the problem is, when the assessee falls in trouble, faces the difficulty, after promoting, he will go deposit in the bank this black money in the name of this trust, some 5 lakhs rupees. First the bank manager also, first 5 lakhs he will not ask you, please go to an auditor, get the PAN number, or please come with a resolution. All these things banker will not ask. If you ask, you may not come to this bank, you may go to this bank. So he will simply say, first deposit 5 lakhs, but after 1 week or 1 month, please try to get a resolution, try to bring a PAN copy, you take your own time. So first he wants deposit. So after depositing, this fellow also never goes on depositing some forward. Only in the 2nd year, 3rd year, some notice comes. Your deposits are earning interest without PAN number. Are you an associate from Income Tax Department? A notice comes. Then that fellow will, oh, Income Tax Department is watching my deposits. I must go to an advocate, chartered accountant and get the books, something. Nowadays, chartered accountants, even 6 years books, they themselves will write and prepare, no? They will recognize. So let us postpone for 2 years, 3 years, and then he will come and the letter date leisurely. So thinking that every auditor is a magic band, he will find a solution for any finance problem. That is the wrong notion in the society. I can do anything, for every problem they have got a ready-made solution. They will give it. So this is the bad thing that is prevailing, that is landing you in troubles. So we must see, the first starting point for me is all non-profit organizations are not public charitable or religious organizations. But every public religious and charitable institution necessarily is a non-profit organization. So all non-profit motive organizations are not public religious and charitable institutions. Because a public religious and charitable institution, a public religious and or charitable institution only is eligible for section 11, 12, 13 exemption. All non-profit organizations are not eligible for this section 11 exemption for their registration or Excel sheet. So, to start with, in the society, so many people want to do a non-profit motive organization they want to promote. So when they want to promote, how many are there? That's how we should see. You see the chart. So here, non-profit organizations may be many means, go to the extreme right of the Excel sheet, that is the event association. A big Swamiji is coming to your town, or a big personality is coming to your town, you want to felicitate him. What 10 of you will do? Felicitation, Swamiji's felicitation committee you will form, you will collect the money, either your own money or through your well-wishers to collect the money, and you will organize that felicitation function. So, 10 days, 9 days Gita Yajna, Gita Jnana Yajna, or say some other Dasara festival, or some other thing. So a fundraising for some cause or the other, non-profit motive. You are clean, you have collected the money, you have maintained the accounts, watches, only you kept some evidence in the bank so that the officer knows that. That's how only you have done. So you closed the account, you washed off your hands, nothing 1 rupee is left. Because for that Swamiji only last day you are given, whatever remaining also as a Padakanka, Dakshina, you are given, you washed off your hands. So your heart knows you are clean. But the income tax man, you are coming to know that you have collected some money in the account, that account to open and 15 days you closed the account. So whatever you have collected in that account, he found a receipt also you have given for giving money. In some business premises 133 or 132. So you should notice, you are one of the organizers, you collected the money, have you filed the return? Where is the return, sir? Where is income? I collected, I spent the money. Where is income? Where is tax? No, please go through the provisions of the Income Tax Act. All voluntary contributions are taxable. How you have spent, I am not worried. You have got travel registration, have you done anything? File the return? No, sir. Then all right, on the gross receipts, place 30. Where is money, sir? 30% already spent. From your personal money you have spent. Please go through the act. You are personally liable. So, this is taxable how it is. Any fundraising, even for a flood relief, even for earthquake relief, whatever the good activity you do, non-profit also, they are liable. Even the good old temples, if you have no registration, definitely any deity also, though deity cannot speak, the income tax officer can speak, the trustees. So he will come and say, on behalf of the deity, you please pay. So that is how the non-profit activities are also in the society liable for taxation. Then go to the extreme left. So there is a non-taxable income. Extreme right I said taxable. I am giving some examples only, there is no receipt law. What little knowledge I have experienced, I made a table. I am trying to explain you in how many ways it is going to be, how much care you have to take. That is only my job of 1.5 hours speaking. So the principle of mutuality. The principle of mutuality is not there a single section in the Income Tax Act. In the Income Tax Act there is no section about exempting, because in the Income Tax Act what we study, section 10 is the exemption section. Where Income Tax Act wants to give an exemption, it should give a section. So section 10 only is the exempting section. Section 10 exempts certain institutions, certain types of incomes, certain type of transactions. But this principle of duality is not there as part of section 10 by virtue of law, by virtue of a court jurisprudence. Several cases are there. if you want to study the Bankipur Club Supreme Court decision or Clubs 4 Club, there they have, Supreme Court has dealt in depth what are the principles that will apply for these charitable institutions. So the principle of mutuality is one concept which is not there in the Income Tax Act, but the Finance Act, as the Finance Minister recognizes, CBTD recognizes, every NPO has to recognize. Not because of a section, but because the courts under the Income Tax Act, they said, no, it is not taxable, they need not file any return, they need not. There is no taxable income at all. What is it, sir? You are saying all this time, any voluntary contribution, people giving is taxable, just now you said tax side, and left side coming, no, it is not taxable, it cannot be. Please understand, whatever we talk about should emanate from the Income Tax Act. When I said this right side, income taxable, they are falling, the receipts are falling within the definition of 224. Voluntary contribution, receiver is different, giver is different, say receiver is different. So this is here. Whereas if you come to principle of mutuality, there is no giver, there is no receiver, both are one and the same, so that transaction itself is not in the nature of income. For example, capital receipts. Capital receipts, certain capital receipts are taxable under the head capital gains chapter, but all capital receipts are not taxable. Is it not? A wife and husband, after marriage, first 6 months wife talks, husband keeps silent, and next 6 months husband speaks, wife
reverse.
keeps silent. So 6 months over. After 1 year, both of them will be talking, only neighbors will be listening. And then after some time, they cannot be together, then they go to court. So the judge will listen to both of them and then say, better 1 year you are silent, no, keep apart, better I give the divorce. Now the husband, wife wants a compensation. So the husband can give 2 types of compensation. She may ask, monthly let him give 10,000 rupees, he is getting 1 lakh rupees salary. I am a housewife, nothing. So monthly that husband gives 10,000 rupees, it is taxable income in her hands. It is not a capital receipt. Instead of that one time once car this husband wants, he is ready to give 10 lakhs rupees will give. So let her deposit in the bank, get monthly return. The 10 lakhs rupees is taxable in her hands? Not taxable. Why? Because it is a capital receipt, not in the capital gains chapter. So 10 lakhs rupees she will take, not a single rupee she will pay the tax. Because this is the concept of income tax. Such is the nature, like though it is not a capital receipt, the principle of mutuality, the amount given by the members as a club. I am giving you number of examples. They are all non-profit motive. 10 people come together. But the giver and the beneficiary are one and the same. For example, say consumer cooperative society. What is meant by consumer cooperative society? A big company is there. In that company, 1,000 employees are there. Company is 30 kilometers from Bangalore city. What is happening? Those employees, they cannot come to city and then buy the provisions, vegetables like that. There is within the company, they form a cooperative society. So, the cooperative society will buy the provisions. Cooperative society will buy from the wholesale market where 10% margin is there. With 2% administrative expenses margin, the cooperative society will sell the goods to employees. So they register it under the Cooperative Act. Now, that society must get its accounts audited. It is ending up with some surplus. Is the surplus taxable? No. Why? Because the members are the shareholders of the cooperative society. Members' money only is used for buying the goods, selling the goods to members only, no outsiders. Then it's a, sorry, for you it is big trouble. Because I am moving, the camera is also moving. You want to webcast? Because of that only people have not come. So I don't want to, I will be moving only. Please allow me. So, the numerous cooperative stores, the shareholders are, though the difference between ordinary societies act and cooperative societies is, cooperative society permits income to be distributed among members. An ordinary society, Karnataka State Societies Act is there. The Karnataka Societies Act 1960. That is a prevailing here on state also. In Andhra Pradesh, the Central Act of Societies 1860 was there. In 2001 only, AP State Society Institution Act 2001 has come. So many states, as it is adopted the Central Societies Act, some states they adopted their own Societies Act. Now, between the difference between a cooperative society and ordinary society is prohibited to distribute the surplus income by of dividend or in other name. Whereas cooperative society is permitted to. So if a cooperative society if you flow, because the members at the end of the year based on number of memberships or say the turnover he is making, based on that also they can get the income distributed, then that is not taxable because their money only, they only taking back. So that's how on principle of mutuality that income is not taxable. Similarly like that you are having mutually aided cooperative societies act. In Andhra Pradesh we have max mutually aided. In Karnataka I think it's not there. In some states out of some 28 states 6 or 7 I think. Am I right sir? 9 states only are having this mutually aided cooperative societies act. So there also like self-help groups, what you find self-help groups, the government gives 4 annas interest rate, 25 paisa, some subsidized interest, the government gives funding, actually it is the World Bank money which comes to state governments in turn will do the self-help groups, they borrow the money, they lend to members, society borrows, lends to members and members will pay back with the interest more than what they have to pay to the bank. Ultimately the society will get some surplus. That surplus is not taxable because the principle of mutuality. Similarly, trade and professional associations. You will get clerk persons, retail clerk association, medical, pharmaceutical, distributors association, traders association. So many associations you will find nowadays. Any one colony association, or one trade association, rice mill association, some other lorry owners association. So many associations you will find. Those associations also principle of mutuality will apply. So similarly, social clubs, you have nowadays Gymkhana club, this club, that, because somebody who has some leisure time will go to the club. Most of the chartered accountants won't go to clubs. Chartered accountants evening also, some more for this, let us see. Why do you go to club? Only some few people go, majority chartered accountants, because they learn the conservative concept as the first concept of accountancy. They never spend the money, they never really enjoy the life, and they stick to the office till evening 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock also. So only the wife will be waiting, why this man is so much dedicated to the books of account, she will be cursing. So the social clubs work on principle of mutuality. So similarly, that's why I gave you 2 Supreme quotations with these old Supreme quotations. If you want to understand the principle of mutuality, the Bankipur Club and Chelmsford Club, Supreme quotations, they get in depth what are the necessary things. Then this apartments, residence associations. Nowadays apartment culture has become too much because the land is very costly and scarce commodity. So in small place, big apartment, so the owners will form an association. So these associations are also by statute emanate Apartment Development Regulation Act, every state government. And now, as I have told in my introduction, in inauguration, that the Real Estate Regulation Development Act also has referred to these associations. The purchasers have to necessarily form an association. They are the owners for the common area, and the builder necessarily has to hand over the common area to them. They only have the right to use and then get the income. So these are the apartment associations. Cultural associations also. Sometimes for members' sake we form a cultural association, a music lovers association. They will have among them promoting, performing these. So these are all the principles of mutuality. Only one word of 2 words of caution. What are the 2 words of caution? A. When you want to claim exemption without filing the return and maintain the books of accounts, get them audited, comply if necessary under the Cooperative Societies Act or Max Act, some other thing. All these clubs are also registered as societies. So those societies also need not file the return. There is no taxable income at all. The money itself is not having the character of income. So these maintain the books. Your income tax will definitely give surplus income. Even then it is not income under the Income Tax Act. Only for accountancy purpose the word income is there, but under the Income Tax Act there is not an income because the receipt is not in the character of taxable income. Definition of income is not applicable for these income. So for these 2 exceptions I told you, 2 exceptions are, number 1, the income derived by these associations from other than members, what is the possibility? The apartment association, when it saves some surplus, in the 4th year, 5th year, the lift repair will come. First year of establishing the lift itself, repair will not come. In the 5th year, some substantial repair may come. So every year you should save some money. Where you will save the money? In the bank only. The bank will give you interest. That bank interest, is it taxable or not? It's highly debatable. The Andhra Pradesh High Court another High Court has said not taxable. But the Karnataka High Court and Madras High Courts have said it is taxable. So highly debatable, but anyhow, overall view, definitely it is taxable. If you want the Karnataka High Quotation, it is in the case of a Canara Bank Silver Jubilee Employees Welfare Association. If you type in Google, you will get it. Canara Bank 2013 edition, that is Canara Bank Golden Jubilee Employees Welfare Association. The Karnataka High Court has said it is taxable. It is taxable. So, the interest. Sir? So it's some high courts will, even after that, sir, in one word, this decision is good or bad, we cannot say, because 5 ingredients are there. Principle of mutuality, you see, 5 ingredients are there. So all the 5, now if I start explaining, my 1.5 hours will be sufficient only for this principle of mutuality. Principle of mutuality is a very big debatable subject. But you know, in nutshell I am telling, please go through some of the decisions so that you can get something more. That's what I want to say. Sir, so this outsiders contributing interest income, it is there. For example, a club is there. Club will have some rooms also, accommodation. Club will sell the food. Club will sell the for sports and games also some membership fees it will collect. Club will sell entertainment tickets or say food. Accommodation also it provides. So long as the receipts are from members, principle of mutuality will provide. If outsiders also accommodation is provided, a member will bring his friends. In the friend's name, the receipt is cut. That receipt is taxable income. So majority of the clubs, they don't. In reality, the outside only is there, but the receipt will be cut in the name of member only. And some officers, intelligent officers, a member. How do you prove that he is a member? You only receipt you have got. Let me see the register. The residents register they have to maintain. Police people will come and say who are occupying the rooms overnight. Give the list. So the number is officer. Further, the clubs have taken the precaution. From members, we don't receive cash. From members' credit card only, we have to get the money. Nowadays, all the clubs, if you see in all the major cities, even if the member comes physically and wants to pay the cash, they don't receive. Prohibited, because we only advise them get through the credit card from his bank to call money. But let's come also along with the member. Member only pays the money. I receive from members. See the law. Law says member you should receive the money. I receive from member. Exempt. So that's how you should take the precaution. Principle of mutuality. This is the first principle, exceptional I think, which is becoming taxable income. The second principle, as far as the trade and professional association is concerned, there is a section in the, there is a subsection in the 224 definition of income coupled with section 41A of the business head, which says in the case of trade professional associations, any specific service for a consideration related to that profession, if they are doing, the amount is taxable income. Income definition includes that, and for that, in a business head, specifically in the case of trade professional association, it incurs a loss. That loss of the trade professional association can be offset to the extent of 50% in the same year against house property income or other heads income. Example, a retail cloth merchants association is having a cloth merchants association hall. It gives on rent to its members, son's marriage, this thing. Accommodation is there. It gives this thing. So the income is taxable on the head house property for this trade and merchants association. But it is giving a specialized service like employees cloth merchants association sales girls training program. So the training program has incurred a loss. Can this loss be offset against this thing? So to the extent how it is to be taxable, though it is a cloth merchants sales girls training program, receipt is business income. Definition of income 224. But once it is totally business income or how much loss you can offset, those provisions are there. The second exception for principle of mutuality. The second exception for principle of mutuality. That's how the principle of mutuality I will close. I will go to the other important sections. Section 10 I have already mentioned, as one of our delegates has asked, what about section 10 exemptions? We are talking about initially about 11, 12, 13 only. What about section 10 exempts public religious and charitable institutions income also, in addition to section 11. Why this section 10 is there? Under section 10 also, this public religious and charitable institutions income is exempt. So, specific institutions, specific heads, specific activities are covered by section 10. What is specific thing? For example, section 1020 if you see, even now, municipalities, panchayatis, they are the third tier of government. Union of India, state governments in the federal system or governments. By virtue of Article 397, 398, state government shall not levy any tax on central government. Central government shall not levy any tax on state government. But the local body's third tier of government is not there in the constitution. So, it's an 1020, because any intelligent officer can interpret the Income Tax Act in his own way within the four corners. Only 5 years back, one intelligent income tax officer issued a notice to Reserve Bank of India to file its wealth tax return, because you are holding so much gold. So gold is taxable. So you didn't file your wealth tax return. Then the International BTD issued an amendment to the Wealth Tax Act on section saying that right from 1953 or the beginning of the Wealth Tax Act, it is exempt, RBA is exempt. Otherwise the officer intelligence will apply like anything. So this 1020 local authorities also, because every municipality is also local authorities. Definition of person 231 local authority. Definition of person who are having income, please pay the tax. Sir, I am a third type of government, local government, sir. Doesn't vary the exemption section. So the income tax officers naturally either the cash law or case law come this side or come that side. What is for me? If you show the case law, I let them, or come with the cash law. Otherwise, no one accepts. So the local bodies are exempt. But the local bodies, one fine thing, 2003 onwards, the local committees, agricultural committees, agricultural market committees were coming on this 1020. They removed this word only. Municipalities, cantonment, panchayats only now. Otherwise, local committees were there. That is removed now. And again, after 3 years, they raised a mistake. They introduced a special section, 1026 AB. That is a WAB is introduced for agricultural market committees. Otherwise, the agricultural markets were earlier totally exempt. Part of the time they were not there, and again newly introduced. So similarly, research associations 1021, employees associations. Please, employees welfare associations are not public charitable, because what is meant by public? I am quickly coming. Public means the beneficiaries shall not be identifiable. Then it is public. If the beneficiaries are identifiable, it is not public. So section 11 exemption applies only for those public charitable institutions. If the beneficiaries are identified, it is not going to be public, it is a private. So private means, no, section 11 is not applicable. So employees association is a private association, but non-profit motive for a social cause. So you must apply the 1023 AAA, then only you can have trade unions also. For a particular industry, particular employees, you form an association, you should come under section 1024 and 1025 for Provident and Gratuity Fund, which my Vice Chairman was also mentioning. If it is registered, where is the procedure? Income Tax Act, Schedule 4, Part 2. If you see, the procedure for getting registration, recognized Provident Fund, recognized Superannuation Fund, recognized Gratuity Fund. If it is recognized Gratuity Fund, then its income is exempt under section 1025, because they are also for particular employees' benefit, they are not public charitable. So their income is exempt under section 1025. Then, agricultural marketing is already explained. Specific boards, Coffee Development Board, Tea Development Board, like that, specific development boards central government has formed. So those boards, central government itself gives grants. Please understand the concept of the Income Tax Act. Even if a society, even if a trust, even if an association, even if an authority, even if a corporation is formed 100% by the central government, formed 100% by the state government, He is not per se exempt under the Income Tax Act. There are taxable entities. LIC of India, crores of which it pays every year as income tax. So LIC of India shares are not quoted. It's a corporation. 100% now. Only LIC Housing Corporation shares are quoted. So if the shares are quoted or not, 100% owned by the government also, even a government company is liable. So the concept of Income Tax Act is you are having nowadays majority of the authorities like Bangalore Brihat Mahanagar Palika. Who is the owner of that? Nothing. Government itself has promoted an authority. So it's a legal authority liable for income tax. Port Trust Authority. So Airports Authority, Sports Authority. So every authority, unless it is exempt under Section 10, they are liable, though promoted by government. This is the concept of income tax. So the coffee, tea, tobacco, like government boards, government promoted boards authorities. This 1046 recently has come. So recently has come is 2012 amendment. This is. So they say after so many appeals, cases being filed against the government authorities, then central government realized instead of each section for each board, any state government or central government promoted authority, if it wants exemption, by a notification will give the exemption, such person should apply. A form is prescribed. So that is 1046. So 1046 after bringing in the section, after 1 year they specified the form. Now people are applying. So in some cases the central government is giving the exemption. That is 1046. Any state government promote authority, if it wants income tax exemption, they should apply under 1046. The prescribed form to the prescribed authority, CBTD. Okay. Then public trust. This is the section which my friend wants. 1023C, which deals with public religious charitable institutions, public bodies, trusts and institutions. 1023. 1023C is having 8 subsections. 1023 is having 8 subsections. Small 3AB. Small 3AB, all universities funded, promoted by state governments. Central universities are there, state universities are there. Let's see. So the education is the sole objective of a university, nothing else. Along with education, research is subsidiary. So these education institutions, exclusively education, 1023C, small 3, AB, small AB. So such institutions till 15-16 assessment year are not liable for filing the return. From 16-17 assessment year or 139(4)C is amended. They have to file the return of income now from 16-17 assessment year. All the universities, just like state government, just like central government, are maintaining books of accounts on receipts and payments basis. Only state government, state audit, LF audit, local fund audit, they are only auditing the receipts and payment account, keeping quiet. But now, under the Income Tax Act, any financial statement means receipts and payment filing is not acceptable. Like department, you have to file a balance sheet, audited means true and fair. Now the universities to prepare their double entry bookkeeping system and then prepare the balance sheet, true and fair. Very difficult. But 90% of the universities still are sleeping. Though due date is next month, September. They are not appointed auditors. They are not. Now only few universities in my area also have requested me, because I wrote to the governor, your universities are sleeping. You are a statutory authority. Why you are not directed? When the central government acted with the bed, you have to direct, because my professional colleagues will get the opportunity. So I wrote to the governor. Governor asked, please wake up. There is a mandate. Don't violate. Governor has to write. Otherwise, he cannot speak simply. So for the first time, all the education institutions are made mandatory to file the return of income. Their income exemption is not touched. Only procedure is started. First 2 years they will start with the procedure. Third time onwards, if you violate, it will become taxable. They will say, though the money is given by the central government. Please go through this year beautiful decision, which is applicable to Karnataka. Visvesvaraya Institute of Technology Supreme Court decision this year 2016. Please go through the lengthy decision, costly decision, some $1,100 crores the Visvesvaraya Institute of Technology has to pay now. So you please go through the decision of the Supreme Court in the case of Visvesvaraya Institute of Technology. Whether 1023C will apply to it or not is discussed there. That's how I am referring to the decision. All this nowadays Google Mata is there, no? Simply name typing, you will get 100 pages per lakh pages. So you please learn that. No necessity of touching income tax, this is which is a citation. No necessity of citations nowadays. Everything Google is taking care of. So the public trust 1023C is a very big section with 8 subsections where exclusive education institutions, that means solely existing for this. So 1023C AB funded substantially by government. 1023 small 3 AD, AC, education institution, AD, AE, like that. So these are all less than 1 crore street corner education institutions. If you want to claim as an exclusive education, your objects nothing should be there. That's why say controversial nations are there. Objects may be too many, sir. I have carried out only education. Can be given, need not be given, controversial nations are there, but don't worry. Exclusive education institutions means less than 1 crore gross receipts means then without going to full registration, up to the 1 crore where you are there, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6th year if you are crossing, by the time you file for DA. So long as you are within that 1 crore, better you claim under this section, provided you maintain your minutes book, maintain your bank account, through that bank account giving a check for a local chip subscription, all the violations if you do, they have to comply. Public money, you should comply in a better way, then you can claim under 1023C. Similarly, 1023C4, CA Institute is covered by 1023C4. Any public charitable institution, first I said exclusive education, exclusive medical relief, funded by government, small 3AD. Not funded by government, but gross receipts are less than 1 crore, small 3AD. Now I said 1023C small 4, any public charitable institution, 1023C small 4, CA Institute is claiming exemption under this thing. 1023C small 5, any public religious institution, Tirumati Devasthanam, 1023C 5, for the past 30 years we are claiming exemption. So this is how 1023C covers exclusive and inclusive also, provided it is of a national importance. So please go through those sections. 1023C small 4 for charitable, small 5 for religious institutions. Under 1023C also, you are having the section 1023C, subsections 8, provisos 18. Those provisos 18 contain the conditions to claim the exemption. Those conditions are similar to your section 11. 85% of the income shall be applied. To TTD shall apply 85% of its income. CA should also apply 85% of its income. Like the conditions are there. So money shall be invested as per section, deposited or invested as per section 11.5. Audit report has to be filed. Return has to be filed. All these conditions are there in 18 provisos provided. There are the conditions for 1023C also. Slight variation will be there. The audit report for 1023C subsection C is 10BB, whereas for section 11 exemption for registration 10B is the audit report. So these are all the variations between section 11 and between 1023C. Some variations are there. Are you able to understand? If you have income under section 11, 85% if you could not apply, 2 alternatives are given under section 11. 11.1 explanation 2 says in the immediately following year, if you are going to apply, file form 9A. Sufficient. If you are not going to spend in the immediately following year, if you want 5 years time for a specific purpose, file form 10, both online, 9A or form 10. But 2 alternatives are given under section 11. Such 2 alternatives are not available under section 1023C. If you are not able to apply 85%, you can apply it within 5 years only. Immediately following year is not there in this. 1023C is also similar to it, but small deviation. The thing, difference is there. That's what I want to drive home, not 100% ditto copy. For example, 85% of your gross receipts should apply 1023C. Gross receipts includes capital receipts, corpus fund donations also 1023C. Whereas section 11, 1D, small d, excludes corpus fund donations in calculating 85%. Normal income only 85%. Corpus fund donations need not apply. Only for section 11 exemption. For 1023C, even corpus fund donations you should apply. This is the difference you don't find in, so small difference. Advantages are there for 1023C, disadvantages also are there for 1023C. It's up to you to identify the differences and utilize this. These two routes are not mutually exclusive. If you have 1023C, no prohibition that you should not have 1A. A car can go with 4 tires. Safety sake, you will take the stepney, 5th tire. But extremist maybe like me will carry a 6th tire also. If it happens 2 punctures in 1 kilometer, how do you run the car? Have 6th tire also, sir. Somebody will advise. So you can have 1A registration and also 1023 registration also you can have. Okay, if that goes, at least this will be used. That is like having a bus pass in your pocket, boarding the bus, again buying the bus ticket. So that is like that. Okay? So that is 1023C. So this is 1023C is exempted income. Now the exemption section 11 also you can claim. So what is section 11? Section 11, as I told you, is exclusively charitable institutions or exclusively religious institutions or religious and charitable institutions. Okay? So section 11 exemption is available only if you are registered under 20A. Without 20A registration, on your own you cannot claim section 11 exemption. That is the sum and substance. So section 11, as it covers religious and charitable institutions, what is meant by charitable purpose? We have all studied in CA, but its interpretation is very difficult. Studying is easy, for examination sake. For practical thing, because the word education used in section 215, the definition of charitable purpose in section 215. Charitable purpose includes education. What is meant by education? What is meant by education? We all know education, sir, but we cannot tell that. What is education? Because newspapers also have claimed every day people are reading my newspaper. Why don't you give exemption under section 11? Newspapers owners have filed the case. In the next people say, no, sir, how would you? Without reading my paper, nobody will have his free movement. So please think that my education is also compulsory education. So newspaper reading rule, then the trust, for example, case law is there. So the court said that is not the intention of giving exemption. Education means it's a formal education. Everything is education. A thief picking a pocket also gives you some education. That lesson is not the lesson which the it is contemplating. That's what court used the words, not my words. So court using the words. So this is a education. Not less than 200 decisions are there. High court tribunalations. What is education? What is not? I myself have given you the example. Scholarships giving to poor students falls in education. You need not run the education. But your object is to promote the education. For poor students, you have found a scholarship association. It is education, charitable purpose. So like that, number of decisions have come. It's only the question of interpretation. You should have the capacity to interpret, but it should be reasonable. And reasonable you cannot claim. So like similarly, medical relief. Then medical relief, what is medical relief? Giving you a tablet is medical relief, as we are commonly know. I say, I have Reiki system, I have chronic healing system, without touching you, I will cure. This is also a medicine. So people say that, so many controversies will come. So the education, medical relief, the relief to poor, number of case laws are here, self-help groups. Is it coming in advancement of another of that community or is it coming in relief to poor? Case laws have come. There is a difference. Why, sir? Anywhere else it is falling, no? Either this or that, if not third, it is in the 6th class. No, there is a difference. How it is. It makes a lot of difference. That's why you have to interpret and then go to a court. But better have a positive thinking so that positive side only here, don't err on the negative side. That's what precaution I want to tell you. So, the preservation of environment. Preservation of environment, highly controversial definition. Because they are not defined in the Conduct Act. Whatever you do, you will say, yes sir, for preservation of environment only I am doing this. You may say garbage collection and then processing. The garbage collection and processing. Is it coming in advancement of another object of utility? Or is it coming in the preservation of environment? It's a controversial question. Because so many people nowadays are talking of garbage processing collection, waste collection processing. So like so many things are there. Air pollution control, water pollution control, earth pollution control, so many things. So please, these are the things. Advancement and availability. Why? Because section 11 exemption, like that in the chapter you are having for political parties, because they are the lawmakers. They want an unconditional exemption. So if you go to section 13A, and the People Representation Act, your party is registered party, then the gross receipts, only you have to file the return of income. Give the names of the donors, the contributors. So then section 13A exemption you can get. And similarly electoral trust, 13B. It is also a recent section, 13B. But both the places chartered account certificate is necessary. Please use some party to get you some fees. Okay. So this is how the section 11 exemption is there. And coming to this advancement of the public utility, because it is very, very crucial. In 2008 Finance Act, 2 provisos are introduced to the definition of charitable purpose applicable from 2009-10 assessment year. What are the 2 provisos? A. In the case of a charitable institution having advancement of inter public utility, if it takes up any activity in the nature of trade, commerce or business, or any service in relation to the trade, commerce or business. B. If such gross receipts exceed 25 lakhs, initially 10 lakhs and then amended and brought to 25 lakhs. Now this year also it is amended. It is 20% of the gross receipts. The limit of 10 lakhs, 25 lakhs, now it is made as 20% of the gross receipts. So, then such institution shall no longer be considered as charitable purpose. Charitable purpose definition is amended. Charitable purpose definition, how it is amended? It's 2 provisos. First proviso, if you take up any activity which is in the nature of trade, commerce or business, whereby your services you are receiving the money consideration by name of fees, cess or otherwise for your services, if you receive any money and such money exceeds a particular limit, earlier 25 lakhs, 15, 16 or 16, 17 or 17 onwards, 20% of the gross receipts, then it is no longer a charitable purpose. For you, 12A is given, thinking you as a charitable purpose. Up to 2014, 15 or 16, you have been filing. But without knowing, not the chartered accountant, the institution entered into an agreement that as a chartered institution, I will do some service to you. Yours is a big company. It enters into an agreement. You give me 50 lakhs. That 50 lakhs I will distribute to the poor students. Yours is a corporate social responsibility. You want the money? As an NGO, I am an expert in identifying the real poor people, doing the evaluation, giving them, preserving evidence, all that I will do. Then that agreement, 5% you take as an administration fees. So on 50 lakhs, you get 2.5 lakhs. So this NGO entered into an agreement with the company to do that charitable work. Company is doing charity. Public are the beneficiaries. No doubt, non-profit motive. But this non-profit organization is receiving some money, either as fees, cess or otherwise any name, some consideration, some activity, gross receipts exceeded 25 lakhs because you entered into an agreement of 50 lakhs. For that assessment year, total institution is no longer carrying on any charitable purpose because of the definition. Once you lose the definition, charitable purpose, though you have today for a particular year, your income is taxable income, not eligible for section 11 exemption. Many of the charitable institutions, without knowing these consequences because of the latest amendment, just like I am doing charities or non-profit, sir. No doubt, but satisfying the other conditions. Yours is a non-profit motive society, still you are continuing as a charity. So the Income Tax Act specifically has given clarification also. Next year, if that agreement is not there, next year you are falling below 25 lakhs. So the Income Tax Act said, for the particular year for which you exceed only that exemption is forfeited, next year onwards you can continue to claim the exemption. Not once forfeited is not a permanent forfeiture. Clarification is given by the department. Am I clear, sir? Question?
Sir, in this case, like what you just mentioned, for example, for an education institution, recently we've had a lot of franchises coming in. So, how does that also then we get the provision. Because if we are giving out franchisees and the institution is exempt, but there are franchisees, so we are earning some income from there. So how do we, what is the...
You are giving a reverse example. I tell you how it is. Please understand. I am an education student registered in a society. I am running a school. My school strength is 2,000 students. Now I want to make my students 4,000. How can I make 4,000? I take one brand name like Narayana. It's nowadays in Andhra Pradesh and he has become a minister. So, sir?
Narayana Chaitanya.
Here also it's there, no?
Yeah, it's there.
It's there. Now, I asked one Chaitanya man to come here. So to get my opinion. He said, I am not finding time. So today 12 to 1 only I will be free. He said, come. So, my friend quotes, I take Narayana name, I am a franchisee of Narayana hereafterwards. That is the example you want. Now what I say, I will use your name brand and now it is a Narayana school. So long it is not a Narayana school. Hereafter Narayana school means that fellow will say some boards gifts, then change the color, change the brand name. Brand building nowadays, no? Rather than the content, container is very attractive. That's all. Content will be the same, no? Container only is same. So this franchisee name I have taken, thereby students will feel, oh, I will get, my student will get the hereafterwards Narayana student. I can tell parents also will feel proud to get the brand name. So now what is happening? I am continuing in my books, same students' fees, same teacher salaries, everything. My expenditure part will be some amount paid as 5% of the gross fees to Narayana as a franchisee fees. So, where is the question of income exemption? Please see, the definition, the provisos given there, for advancement of any object of public utility, if the receipt side any fees is received, then the question of the agreement, all these things. Here the example you are giving is my expenditure side only is there.
In the hands of Narayana is there.
Narayana is whether it is you want to see that Narayana books are Narayana books are Narayana books are you cannot see sir.
He is Narayana.
Okay.
He is Narayana.
You see, my purpose of giving lecture is if I make you stiff one then listen only the section, it will not go. Later when I should make you relax, then the subject will go. Otherwise simply explaining the section act will not, in my view, you must make the people relaxed ways, then subject learning will be there. So, the Narayana, if it is an education institution, the franchisee fees received in their hands, definitely, but they need not be taxed. Why? Because what all I have said, the grassroots itself you are violating. For advancement of another object of utility, only these two provisos. Section is talking about 6 limbs. For last limb, only these 2 provisos. Education is the first limb. Narayana says, I am for education. An education institution can have trade business if it is part incidental to main activity. A hospital medical relief can have trade business if it is incidental to main activity. A hospital running a medical shop receipts are 5 crores. Medical shop receipts are exclusively used for hospital. It is not proviso, is not affected. Please. Only for this last limb advancement of your opportunity, these 2 limbs. They are also in Narayana hands this time. Am I right? Okay. So, the education, so please understand. An engineering college runs buses for students. They collect the bus fees. 2 dangers. Income tax at danger is that buses are owned by somebody else. Bus owners are separate. I enter into an agreement and you give 10 buses. I collect from these students bus charge. So always every year bus charges receipts are more than the bus rentals paid. Your profit motive incidental to main activity. But main activities are, unless I provide the bus, students will not come. So main activity is education. For education there can be a incidental and necessary business activity. Condition to get the exemption, section 11 exemption is section 11 within brackets 4 capital A says, in case of any incidental and ancillary main activity, maintain separate set of books of accounts for business. 2. Such business books of account shall not have any net visible expenditure. So all the business and compliances like TDS, like the 40 capital A cash payments, all these things take care of. Then the business income is automatically exempt. But whom it is not examined for advancement of another ability. What is meant by advancement of ability? Like I gave you a number of examples: music promotion, dance promotion, literature promotion, sports promotion. So many other things which are not falling in the above will fall in the advancement of another ability. House, one officer, it's a case law, reported case law. One gentleman, a senior gentleman, is maintaining a goshala, cow preservation. Cows naturally, when they eat the grass, have to give you the dung. Dung you cannot do anything, sell it. Dead carcass, he said. The officer said, cow's preservation comes in advancement of another opportunity. Your sales proceeds are dung sales, milk sales, carcass sales are exceeding this limit. Why don't you consider not a particular charitable income trust? The amendment is, if you carry on a business activity, incidentally I am selling. Every sale is not business. Unless I sell the dung, unless I sell the milk, how can I buy the grass? Unless I feed the grass, they cannot survive. Cows will die. So it is not business crossing seats, sale proceeds, the interpretation. But obviously interpreted as business sale proceeds. The court said, you are a foolish officer, don't interpret even under the advancement of opportunity. This is not the way of interpretation. Intentionally if you carry on to earn income, then it becomes business. The business definition is there in the definitions part section 213, but that definition will not apply here. Okay? Please understand. So far I told you that sectional exemption, how it will apply. So this is right side I have shown you religious temples, churches, prayer halls. So every church, every temple, every mosque is also covered by this thing. What is every state government is having Hindu Religious Charitable Endowments Act. Every state government is having Waqf board for Muslim religion to monitor the mosques. So majority of the churches are also managed not by the state government, by CSI. Like that, one statewide organizations maintain all these things. Now, there is a particular section under 1023 BB. I have not mentioned in the board, but in my chart. But there is section under section 1023 BB. That section says, in the case of a group of temples managed by a particular authority declaring as a board, that board's income is exempt. If you go to Sabrimala, what the boards, name boards you will find? Travancore Devasam board. Travancore Devasam board, in Kerala I think 3 boards are there. Travancore Devasam board controls the Sabrimala temple. Temple income is different, and the temple gives some part of its income to the Travancore. The Travancore Devasam board is the managing person of the temple. So if by government, if it creates an authority which manages the temples, then same interpretation is given. In the case of Puri, Jagannath temple. Jagannath temple is not one temple, a group of temples. For the management, one board is appointed. There the court held, yes, that board's income is exempt. Individual temples' income is taxable. A board which is appointed to control the temples, its income is exempt under section 1023 BB. Okay? So I have covered section 10. I have come to section 11. Section 11 is a conditional exemption. Without you satisfying the conditions, you cannot. So the purpose either should be religious or charitable. What is meant by religion is not defined in the Income Tax Act. We all know religion because you are all religious people. I am also a religious man. But what is religion? Definition is not defined in the Income Tax Act. But courts have given, in the case of a Christian, in the case of a Hindu institution, courts had to, the Nagpur Tribunal to my memory has defined the Hindu religion. What is meant by religion? Religion means there should be one Almighty, belief in one supernatural power like Almighty, and following particular way of life is a religion. So Hindu religion, so-called what we call, is not, because there is no one God. There are 3 crores gods are there, and no one way of life. Some people wear white, some people wear saffron, some people black, some people yellow. So this is not a religion. This is the interpretation of the tribunal. So in the case of a particular religious thing, the officer said, yours is a religious trust, you are claiming under charitable, so I refuse. Then the court said, this is not, because so many temples, in one complex itself you are having Hanuman, Ganesh, so many things. That fellow is a different dress, this fellow is a different dress. No, it is not a cliche. It is only a way of life. That's how they have interpreted it. So now, alt tab. Come to the Word document. So, how to promote and how to document. So far, what all I have given you is basic foundation, roots I have given. Now I am giving you the stem of the tree and then the branches. So far, what I have given you is only a roots. Time allotted to me is 1.5 hours. So far, 1 hour 20 minutes or over, another 10-15 minutes. But question answers I have given. So now it's 12 o'clock. Within 15 minutes, I will give you the tips, and then my next speaker is there. The subject is so vast. To understand the subject, to know the fundamentals first, then only we can approach the subject. So this one day seminar really is not sufficient, but within the given time we have to do a duty. So with the kind permission of my co-speaker, I am continuing, sir. Sir, when you want to promote a particular organization, I give one example. Some 10 lorry owners will come. Sir, lorry owners association we want to promote. When they come, what precautions you have to take? A, if their intention is to have a common workshop, common service station, common spare selling shop, because others are exploiting, these lorry owners want to form an association. Then you should see what for they want to form an association. If they want for the services, go to a cooperative society, use the principle of mutuality. B, this lorry owners association, we are having sufficient funds, sir. We don't want others' money. We want to do some public charity. In the name of lorry owners association, every Sunday for the workers' Hamadis, we want to lorry owners want to give free food feeding. Then come under section 11. Don't go to the principle of mutuality. Same lorry owners association want to do charity. Come under section 11. Or this lorry owners association is not interested in this public charity also, but they want to have a orderly business. That means whoever wants a lorry hire, we association will run the association office. So first lorry, vacant lorry, first order. Second order, hire, second lorry. Fix the rate, no unhealthy competition. Association will fix the rate, kilometer rate or place distance. This association is to do this business activity. Business activity is taxable. So lorry owner association, principle of mutuality, if they want to run a spare part shop, workshop, service station. Lorry owner association, public charity, I asked you to register under section 12A. If the same lorry association for their business promotion, if they want, association will take the brokerage. Whatever the lorry owner is lorry owner, his income is his income. But the association is to control the business and then get some income. This association is a taxable income. Are you able to understand? So this how, if a particular person comes, how to promote means this background under which you can claim the exemption if it is taxable. In case two activities by the same association, you promote two societies, two trusts, don't mix them. If you mix it, it's a problem. Partly exempt income is there, sir, partly taxable income is there. How to do all this is very difficult to promote. I give one more example that a particular residents of a colony, Ashok Nagar colony. Ashok Nagar colony people, chartered accounts are there. Every Sunday we want to do some charity, sir. What is it? We want to have a street corner. The association 10% of the land given to the local authority for common purpose. You have to leave 10% of the. So in the common plot, sir, we want to have a Ganesh temple. Every Sunday we want to do bhajan. And then after doing bhajan, we want more people attraction. No? We give prasad, food feeding also. For food feeding, you have a separate association. For Ganesh temple, you have two associations. Both the things, activity is common at the same time. But that comes in section 11. Donations to charitable institutions, 80G. Donations temple, not 80G, is not applicable. So segregate it. Though Act permits it, one can have religious come charity also, Act permits it. But in case you want to combine, separate them in promotion, don't mix the religion with charity. That's what I want to say. Am I clear, sir? You should know how the difficulties in future you are going to face. Based on that, your promotion should be, your advice should be like that. So, you can choose The types of entities in the Excel sheet I have given you, the types of entities, how you can, legal entity, taxable entities I have given you differently. Legal entities, they can be a trust, society, limited company or a cooperative society. In your cooperative society also no question of dividend distribution, but you want to do a public service, you can do it, nothing wrong. So, what is the difference between a trust and a society? For the trust, every state government is not having a trust law. There is a Indian Trust Act, 1872. So this Indian Trust Act mainly is applicable for private trust. But courts have come and again interpreted the Trust Act is applicable to the extent it is not a repugnant, contrary, which is not contrary. The same private trust act, that is Indian Trust Act principles, will apply to public trust also. Because only in Bombay, Maharashtra and then Gujarat you are having public trust act. Whereas in Karnataka, in Andhra Pradesh, South, there is no public trust act. So the principles for as far as you can promote a trust here also. But as there is no law, trust law, the Indian Trust Act will apply, the provisions of the Indian Trust Act will apply. So what is the difference between a trust and society means? Trust where the promoters are contributing substantial money. When we contribute substantial money, naturally we only want to have the grip on the management. We don't want Tom, Dick and Harry to come and take over the management. Example, some 10 persons started an engineering college, medical college. Medical college nowadays minimum 50 crores is necessary. Out of 50 crores minimum the promoters, unless they bring in 10 crores, bank will not give 40 crores. So if the bank loan 40 crores, promoters 10 crores, with 50 crores you start a medical college. But if it is a society, and if you loosely draft the society, an intelligent person like me, take 10 persons together, in your bylaws sir, annual membership is 10,000. We are ready to pay 10,000. Please admit our 10 members also as members. After joining as members, shall we keep quiet? We don't keep quiet. Let the AGM notice come. When the AGM notice comes, we too want to become native to members, sir. Already they have invested 10 crores. We invested 10,000 only. So, we will want a voting power equal. Any member is voting power in society. So, easily in the AGM, we will say that already you have done so much service, please retire. We are there to take management. Please allow us to do this public service. So, the engineering college management will come to you and how to take back the money in the name of salaries, contracts, everything. Money will be swindled. So, when you are drafting the society bylaws, you should have the care that though it is purely democratic, you draft in such a way, this society shall have 3 types of members: patrons, life members, donors, ordinary members. Patron means who gives 10 lakhs rupees. Donor means who gives 1 lakh rupees. So, life member means who gives 50,000. Yearly subscription is 10,000, 5,000. So, in the executive body also, 1/3 will be from the patrons, 1/3 will be from this. And the executive committee also, once in 3 years only will retire, 1/3 only. You make it so tight, others easily will not enter overnight. Otherwise, if you are not allowing them to enter, what they got to be right. They go to the civil code. Because section 92 of the civil procedure code says, any public institution, if it is not properly managed, any third party, society, any ordinary person also can go and file a case against them. This is what happened in the case of Tirunantapura temple, Anantapura. It is what happened in Anantapura, Puttaparachayaka. When he died, the people are not managing properly. Some lorry loads are going away. Then third party is going to file a case in this. Because it is a public trust, sir, it is mismanaged. So then court will definitely entertain the application. If not, you can file a writ under section 151 of the civil procedure code in a high court also, writ jurisdiction also, writ to the court jurisdiction. So, the trust means safest thing. In Karnataka especially trust is advantageous, but it disadvantages also again. In the Societies Act in Karnataka, 1% every year pay. The gross receipts, society registration has to be renewed every year. Section 20 of the Society says every year it should renew. You must file your executive list, members list, financial statements. 1% of your gross receipts should pay. Bangalore registered society, registration only is ISRO, the department, space research, is having near Tirupati, there is a particular country-wide unique station is there. Society's head office is here, accounts are there. So CAG appoints, they are already. But every year you get it renewed, 1% where you have to come and file the fees. Here, in Andhra Pradesh and other states, there is no 1% paying fees. Only in Karnataka it is there. So society is having its advantages, disadvantages. Trust is having its advantages, disadvantages. Trust object changing is very difficult. Even the promoter who promoted the trust cannot change its objectives. without the court permission. Procedures you can change. So by drafting the trust, you should have the clauses retain the amendments power within the trustees. Perpetual succession, right drafting. Third, in the society, objects clause can be changed by say 2/3 majority, 3/4 majority. You can change objectives also. So like that, you are having society more flexible. So I have given in my paper what is there in the paper. You can read and understand. What you cannot only, I am trying to explain to you. That's how the both are having advantages and disadvantages. Yeah, closed management and no registration renewal is for trust. Advantage. Disadvantages are the objectives change is very difficult, and the Income Tax Act objectives clause is like a heart for a charitable or religious institution. Whether it is a trust, society, or section earlier old act 25 company, now under the new Companies Act is section 8 company. Objectives clause is very important. Why? Scroll down, please. Scroll down, page down. So the objects clause is very important because either under section 11 or under 22C, you are supposed to apply the money, use the money only for your objectives. Beyond that, you have no discretion. Because there is a school and a vacant space, 2 acres is there. You bought 10 acres land for a school, for engineering college. It is a condition now to get recognition. Say 10 acres, you are AICT or Indian Medical. Vacant space is there, surplus money is there. So we construct one shopping complex and let out. Shopping complex is not in your objectives. Once you apply, earlier years, only the other income which is other than the tax purpose is taxable. Or even if the total income loses the exemption, you may pay the tax, keep quiet. But from now year onwards, once you apply the money for other than your objectives, you are bound to lose your registration because in 2014 itself, the section 12AA, the registration section, is having 2 subsections, 12AA3, 12AA4. 12AA3, all these things were saying, in case the trust is not genuine, one clause, or if the objects are not as per the legal provisions, on these 2 reasons only, Commissioner can refuse the registration application. Sanjeevamma Ananta Gowda, Karnataka High Court decision. So that is I have given in my paper. So as per the Commissioner cannot simply refuse your application. Only 2 grounds he can refuse. At any time also he can cancel 12AA3. But recently inserted 12AA4. It is the dangerous. What it says? In case the provisions of section 11 and 12 are not being complied because of section 13(1), then also registration can be cancelled. This is the new section introduced under section 12AA. What is 13(1)? 13(1) is having A, B, C, D. A. In the case of a religious institution, the work should not be for a particular private persons. 13(1)B. In case of a charitable institution, the beneficiary shall not be a particular caste or community. 13(1)C. Directly or indirectly, any income, any funds, any property of the trust or institution shall not go to the benefit of persons who are interested in this. The person's list is mentioned in 13(3). So this is 13(1)C. So 13(1)C says, in case there are some interested parties, substantial donors, promoters, present executive members, their relatives, their interested concerned, if they get directly or indirectly any benefit because of this trust, 13(1)C, section 11 is not applicable. Now, all these years, section 11 is not applicable is alright. But now, 2 consequences. 12AA4 says, because of 13(1), if you are losing your exemption section 11, not only the income is taxable, exemption section is not applicable, taxable, but the 12AA registration can be cancelled. Once the registration is cancelled, 2016 amendment, 115 DD, your present market value of the assets, accredited income, pay 30%. So what I want to say, while drafting, be careful with the objectives. Drafting objectives is 10 objectives you write. Ganga Bhai Charti Supreme Court decision says, too many objectives. Whatever the earth on earth is there, live to poor, poverty, elevation, AIDS eradication, this thing, that thing, family planning, all the objectives, they have 10 objectives. Objectives are vague, instead can be refused. Objectives must be precise, really practical. Why do you write so many objectives as if you are going to elevate the poverty in India? So eliminate or elevate. So they don't write the objectives. Objectives should be 4 or 5. And don't write narrow objectives. Narrow means only to do in this Vasantanagar Anadana. It should not be the objective. If you want to do objective, to promote poor feeding, you write. By way of old age homes or say this thing, that thing, you write. Don't write that in Vasantanagar Anadana shall be found on Sunday. So don't write too narrow objectives, you should not write. It's not objective, it's your activity. Activity shall not come of objectives. Objectives are different, activities are different. Activities emanate from the objectives. Your objective should be neither too broad nor too narrow. Your objective should be objectives, what you want to pursue, you should write it. In the case of education, there can be 20 activities. Education, we have seminars, picnics, tours, workshops. Don't write all these workshops will be conducted, seminars will be conducted. These all need not be in the objective class. To promote education by establishing education institutions, maybe scientific, maybe technical, as approved from time to time by the government. Finish. So like that, you will have this broad thing. So the objects class, administration class. If properly draft, 90% of future problems, income tax problems, and civil cases you can avoid. But if you don't draft properly, the administrative provisions and the objects retain the amending power also in the bylaws. Another word, normally income tax commissioner when granting will give you 10 based on scroll down. 10 conditions. These conditions are normally are there. You see from here. This is the A, B, C, D I have given. These are 10 conditions. In fact, I myself, Sir Ramaswamy, both met the Chennai Commissioner. Sir, now what do you want? I still expanded the 10 list. Some more are there and give you a copy as every. Better whatever he wants. Sir, ultimately we have to survive with the government's permission. In his view, some more things are also better to incorporate. For early rules, better if you use a chance amendment. Try to comply rather than fighting. That there is inner meaning, implied meaning. Don't worry. Explicitly you provide all these things. Unless you write these clauses,
B should be irrevocable.
that
B.
the first is irrevocable.
Irrevocable.
Yes, sir. Section 16. Revocable. Sorry, first irrevocable. Spelling is mistake. That's how sometimes even the teacher is also doing mistake. Rather than the student. The first is irrevocable. It should be. When I dictate my assistant who could not understand irrevocable, listening something, I dictate orally. So the test must be irrevocable. What is meant by irrevocable? If you read section 16 to 63, because section 11 starts with saying, notwithstanding section 11 is not applicable. If it is irrevocable trust, section 11 is not. Should be irrevocable. Section 16 to 63 deals with irrevocable things. So irrevocable trusts are not public charitable, though the object is there. So that's why it should be irrevocable. It should be in India. Amendment clause, winding up clause. There are specific provisions. You please go through that. You can understand. If anybody wants specific something expansion also, I have given at the end of my paper email ID. Please ask me. I will provide you the answers. Okay? Understand? So, how to promote? I have tried to explain you. Which category it falls? Is it principle of mutuality? Is it section 10 exemption you want? Section 11 exemption you want? So, how to promote? How to choose an entity? Whether you want a limited company. Limited company means, for example, TTD itself, I will give you the classic example. SC Bhakti channel will be seen also. The Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, for anyone to have a TV channel, it should be a corporate body. So unless they register it as a Section 8 company, non-profit company, they will not give the permission. It is the policy of the government. So even if TTD is a trust, it has promoted a limited company, then only they will give the permission. Then only you can have a channel. So like that, where the corporate body is essential. Even for medical college, engineering college, if it is a corporate body, some exemption is there. Special exemption. If it is a society that is not there, please go through this condition. Whenever the corporate body is necessary, go for a corporate body. So like that, you can promote it the way the entity, legal entity, how you want it. While drafting also object class is more important. The afternoon part, my speaker, Dr. Suresh will explain to you. What is meant by application of income? Income shall be applied to objects only. So many conditions are there. But drafting part, promotion part, my job, how to promote it from the tax point of view, how to avoid the litigations, from the civil litigation point of view also, as I have told you, if it is a trust, even promoter cannot touch the objectives. But the objects are not, interpretation problem has come. Then instead of the section 92 of the Civil Procedure Code, you go under the Specific Relief Act, section 26 of the Specific Relief Act. Thereby, sir, we intended that, but ultimately it's not possible. Or interpretation problem, please allow us. Then under Specific Relief Act also, if you find a case, then the court will grant. Okay?
It's a civil court.
See, this is a court which is having the local jurisdiction. City Civil Court. Okay, sir? So then, please go down. Sir, in another 2 minutes I will point up, sir. Time is running out. I know, because don't think so. Yes, sir? No, sir. Another speaker 1.5 hours before lunch. So, sir, so these are all the clauses, 10 clauses, sir, which I have tried to explain you. In my paper it is there, please go through. Any doubt is there, please give me email. Don't call me on cell phone, please. I will be mostly on meetings, sir. So, the management also, trust in case, majority things what happens. I have got in Tirumala, uphill, sir, not less than 100 trusts. The main trust office are in Uttar Pradesh, in Kasi, in Nagpur, in Rajasthan. 100 years back, 200 years back, a Swamiji who is popular in Karnataka say, your Karnataka properties are so many are there. Parkalamat, his head office is in Bangalore, but its property, crores of his properties there in Tirumala and Tirupati. So, the trustees are here. The many trustees of this Karnataka approach me. Sir, Tirumala, I cannot come. I am a Swamiji in Bangalore, Mysore. I cannot come and manage these properties. How to do about it? And they give me the trust deed. In the trust deed, they are not given that the management for a particular purpose can be constituted a committee delegating to Dasara festival, only a committee form. One popular person, for that year popularity say, he will collect the donations, he will do the puja or say festival, then wind up the committee. If you give him as an appointment as a trustee, he will not step down for his lifetime. That is the danger. So trustee's appointment is easy, but you present trustees can co-opt a trustee. Once you name a trustee, he will not leave the office. He will say, you original from this you retire, I will continue. So the management problem in drafting, I have seen number of cases of court litigations. If you go to court only litigation, you will see the reality of the society. Brother filing a suit on father, daughter filing on the mother a case, give me the property. So the money comes, no relationship, nothing. So these societies also, quarrels will come. When quarrels come, what will happen? 10 people started an engineering college. Engineering college having an MBA, MCA. After 5 years, 2 groups, 5 equal. We want to come to the power. I should be the chairman. No, I should be the chairman and treasurer. Both the people quarrel. What is happening? Can anybody give me a real example? In every state, whenever the groups quarrel, they go to a court. Court in its wisdom will say, yours is a public charter plan. You got income taxation? Yes, sir. You are enjoying well? Yes, sir. Then better, you are covered by the Hindu Religious and Charter Amendments Act. So you please step down. Court has got the power to appoint the executive members. You are appointing. You both the groups, please, take rest. Crores of properties, crores of trusts, court only is appointing. So you tell the members, if you quarrel, there is a higher authority to take care of. So all this you should avoid. You should know the law, how it is happening. So this is how, then sir, so these are all the things by drafting, how you should take the precautions. So these are all what I have already explained. Please go through, please go through. So there is either kind of see the form procedure. In any book you can, procedures, all these things you can learn from the book, not necessarily a speaker. Then sir, so this what's the name, Anante Goda, reading here. So now, you for a old temple you have no trust deed. So when you have no trust deed, how to file? Because Form 10A says copy of the trust deed. So the present trustees to give a declaration also is sufficient. So there are a number of things. And another thing, the beautiful positive amendment in the past 3 years says, Section 28A, there is a sub-clause amended. For earlier years, though there is no registration, if you apply now, if you get the registration, for early years the senior officer shall not revoke under 147. This is the beautiful positive amendment. So because of this, Whoever is there, not filed early arrears, first to see that early arrears are within the provision. 85% application, level 5 mode of investments only. All these precautions you take. Once you take, now you apply. Don't file the earlier 3 years returns. Audited financial statements only enclose. Don't file the return. There is no condition that you file the returns after earlier years. This is what is. File the application. Earlier 3 years, existing for more than 3 years. Yes, 3 years accounts are audited. Audit report is there. Everything fine. Commission will give you the registration. Once commission gives registration, earlier years, the assessing officer cannot reopen. Understand? So with these 1 or 2 questions, I will wind up please. Organizers are having some problem. Because when you stand up, I must wind up, no? Please.
This principle of mutuality, sir. Chit funds company.
So there is a case, AP State High Court case is there. So the 10 people only are managing. There is no foreman. Nowadays all chits are run by a foreman, by a company. But if you only 20 people, 30 people, 40 people start a chit fund, principle of mutuality will apply. Neither dividend is taxable on cash based or market based, no nothing. But if somebody is running, you are an investor, chit contributor, you are an investor, you want to get some benefit, then it is taxable. If you only are the managing the chit, principle of mutuality will apply. That is quotation, API quotation. If you want to give the email, I will give it. Yes, sir.
Normally the loss will be when it is getting made up, all the profit will be talking to any particular profit.
Correct.
At that time, is it necessary that a consideration should flow from one interest to another trust, or it should be a purely on without any consideration?
Your question itself is contradictory. Please sit down.
No, yes,
What he says,
especially when
winding up of a charitable institution, shall the consideration flow from other one? If you want to wind up, why do you want the money? Your question is, for the consideration for the transfer, you want to wind up, why do you sell it?
the problem is only when immobile properties are there.
Sir, immovable property is also yours is a public charitable institution. Where is the question of money?
No, we do not want that. How it can be transferred?
By registration, gift.
Again, stamp duty.
Yes, they have to pay. Somebody wants 100 rupees, 10 rupees, 10 rupees they have to pay. So, 100 rupees free they want. Without registration, there is a possibility. No. Ownership transfer, that term. Immovable property, there is charitable trust owner or anybody own, transfer property. Ownership right one. If you want ownership, transfer property.
We should work for exemption.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, this winding up is also 115 TD is covered. I have not touched that. The new 2016 amendment 115 TD says, at the time of winding up, to the extent you transfer to similar objects, this thing is not. Whatever you are not able to transfer, is accredited income 30% to pay. Like that. Please go.
Under principle of mutuality, income you don't need to file the returns.
Yes.
But what about the expenses? Suppose TDS, will the TDS clause apply whether the TDS and other things?
Right. Sir, TDS chapter income tax is a separate code. Nothing to do with income tax act, computation, income, taxable, exemption, they are all separate. TDS is a separate chapter. How do you say? Only one example. A railway divisional manager here must do the TDS. Is he an assessee? Is he having taxable income? Is he filing the returns of income? Is he having PAN number? No. Without PAN number, without filing the income tax returns, he is also liable to make TDS because railway divisional officer paying the salaries, paying the contractment must comply the TDS. Understand?
So the TDS returns has to be filed, but
100%.
not the income tax return.
TDS returns filing, TDS compliance, every AOP. Some 12 years back the amendment has come. Earlier only firms, companies were there. AOP is included in the TDS provisions. Every AOP is also. All these trusts are also coming. AOP trust is the legal status. Any other questions?
Sir, investment in a commercial property, here is a coincidence problem.
Pardon?
Investment in a commercial property. See, 11.5 permit a permitted mode of investment in immovable property is a permitted mode of investment of section 11.5.
Okay.
So we still we can invest in a commercial property.
You are right. I should not give a bad example, but anyway I will restrict myself. I have one wife. As they have mentioned in my biodata. Immediately I will say where? He will ask me the second place. How many house he has seen? So, the law is, very beautiful law will be like that here. I am giving a very bad example, but don't mistake me. knowingly or unknowingly I marry a second one. The marriage is known as illegal marriage. The wife is known as illegal wife. But the children are not illegal children as per law. They are also my children. My property will go to them. My property will not go to the second wife. But my property will go to the because they are all legal children. Through a illegal wife, legal children will come. This is the law. Why I gave this very example? Sir's question is, sir, your question you repeat, sir.
Repeat.
Yes, sir. Now.
See, section 11.5 permits you as a
So,
investment is immovable property. Property, the only thing is I won't be able to claim as the application of section 11 on immovable property. That's fine. But if I purpose to invest that one, I'll match that.
That's what I want to say to my members once again clarity. You say section 11 is applicable to me, public charitable purpose. Your question itself you say, section 11 exemption if you have to comply, all my money fund shall be as per section 11.5, specified modes of investment. I should have, say, scheduled bank deposits, furniture, jewelry, and immovable property. Your question itself says, can I buy a commercial property? Your question. Yours is a public charitable institution. What for your surplus money should go for a commercial transaction? Your intention of buying your commercial property nowhere else is defined. Want to buy a land, you buy. But you should say, if it is a temple, for future another temple. Now, so far Ganesh is there, his brother Subramanya is not there. For Subramanya, say, I purchased the land, you say, alright. But I want to construct a shopping complex, that's why purchasing a pass a resolution. Trustees, pass a resolution. Let us construct the shop. To construct the shop, land is necessary. Let us buy a commercial land. If you write a resolution, definitely it is against your objectives. Don't be contradictory. Don't do illegal thing. Be within that legal thing, continue.
Sir,
Don't do an illegal thing.
What I am saying is, the investment, see, you can put money in the bank, you can put money in the
Immovable property.
But immovable property is a commercial property and immovable property. So, as an investment, it should be permitted. But if you use, there is an application, fair enough.
No, sir. Please. Investment shall be as per section 11.5 always. Whether it is 85% application, you are mixing with this question. You are extending the question, don't extend. Application is for objectives means for your any land for school purpose only you buy the land. But because I have got surplus money, I go for commercial property. If you say, put it in writing, definitely you are violating your objectives. Definitely you are violating your objectives. Don't use the word commercial.
Sir, permit me to interrupt. You are a chartered accountant, also auditing the TTD records. You know that there are so many commercial properties, that is it violating the rule.
So TTD is a organization instrument, section 1023C5 I said. Now TTD is also owning some commercial properties are said. TTD is not owning any commercial property.
Shopping in Tiruvana, sir.
Right, yes sir, please, let me finish it sir. So the pilgrims who come there per day 76,000, sometimes 1 lakh, 2 lakhs. They want water bottles. For all the 1 lakh people, water bottles can the TTD freely supply? So I must construct a shop and allow somebody to sell the water bottles. Is it not? Somebody, small child comes, too many clothes. They brought 3 pairs warm out. So one new cloth shop. So one photo shop. After shaving, I want to have a fresh photo. You have photo shop. Banking, 4 banks are given. So his heart says, oh, they are all commercial banks, shops, bangle selling, hat selling. They are all commercial shops who are entertaining. No. To incidental to main activity, ancillary activities can be there. The same argument is done against the CA Institute. CA Institute for the past 10 years, if you see the income expenditure, 100 crores, 150 crores profit is there. The income department refusing to give this 1023C4 in Delhi High Court. Please read the ICA edition, DCI gave exemptions. ICA versus DCI. The department argued, where is the charity for CA Institute? Every year you are getting hundreds of crores profit. Away from, not from the members. You are saying for members CA Institute, you are getting all the income. 75% of the income is for students, 70% of the expenditure is for students. From students who are getting the money, income, enjoying, weighing the necessity of charity. Same question has been put by the state. So, the CA Institute argued and ultimately got the exemption. And the what argument? What is the dominant objective? What is the subsurrender? I am by an act, read the preamble of the act, for serving the cause of the profession of auditing. For public money, somebody is using, neutral, independent auditor should audit and do service to the society. Dominant objective is that Education is secondary, subservient. So don't worry your exam. That's what the Leahy quotation. After completely also for your question.
Sir, what about the donation that happens to the hundi? What's the activity? Anonymous donation? How do you go about it?
Section 115 BC, anonymous donations, is applicable only for charitable organizations. For religious organizations, no anonymous donation. Religious organizations can take as much as possible.
But they have put that it is towards corpus of the fund.
85% I must apply. Even for religious institution, anonymous and not anonymous is separate. For charitable religious. Even for religious institution, income shall be applied 85%. I don't want to apply 85%. So then I say, this is not for donation. It's 11 I am claiming. That is the purpose.
Sir, sorry. I have two questions. One is, can the promoters of the charitable trust can be from a single family? And number two, if the trustees are serving in the institution, employed, are they eligible for their remuneration as trustees and also get salary from the institution?
Very good question. So the related parties transactions, how far is permitted in public charitable trust? The related parties can play two dual roles. In the management they can play, in the employees role they can play. So a number of decisions are there, not my words, court decisions are there. If you email and give the decision. So first question is, even if I write a trust deed saying that my son, my family members only shall be the perpetual trustees, but the beneficiaries of the trust are public at large, my family members shall not be the beneficiaries. So the benefits, if they go to public at large, though I restrict my family members only to perpetual succession management, it is a public charitable trust. Court decisions are there. First question. Second question, so long as the services are quid pro quo, that is the sense, you receive a service, two teachers only promoted from school by way of a society. The two teachers, wife and husband, are teaching there. One as a principal, one as a correspondent. Both of them can draw the salary, not acquire the government salary also, though they do more service than government employees, a reasonable salary when they get. It's not a violation, it's not a violation of 13-month C. No benefit is passed on. The trustee is the more beneficiary rather than individuals. I do more service, I am taking less salary. Salary can be taken, rent can be taken, nothing. So, giving the notes or accounts, nothing wrong. In 10B, please in the audit report 10B, related parties transactions, please disclose. Otherwise say, you are hiding, they will say, your audit report is false, why can't I forfeit? You concealing like that. Okay, another question.
So all the trustees are eligible for certain amount of remunerations.
Madam, the way you name it, my father-in-law is a trustee, in the trust I promoted. My father-in-law is 60 years, he cannot teach. What I should say? This so-and-so person related party, even then I pass a resolution. Every day this old man also should come by 9 o'clock, see all the employees in the school are properly coming or not. Evening also you should check up cleanliness of toilets. For doing all this, monthly 10,000 rupees is given. Write a resolution, whether he is doing or not, give the 10,000. It's no problem. That's how it is. Okay. Then.
I have one more.
Yes, sir.
As an amendment of the trustee. See, the trusts are not regulated in Karnataka. Trusts are not regulated. The only registration is with the as a document registration. So it means it's a self-governing document.
Sir?
Self-governing document.
Okay.
What is written in the document? So if I have written the document, the memorandum can be amended. And I provide a method of amendment, how it can be amended.
Sir, objects clause, even if you promote, you cannot amend unless you go to court. Section 92 of the Civil Procedure Code, you should file a declaratory suit. On me, my own property, I myself will file a suit. That is the declaratory suit. Suits are original suits. Suits law is different. So you file a declaratory suit, say that I want to amend the objectives as far as objects clause is concerned. Whereas the administration clauses, you retain the power, the trustees can pass any time a resolution and then amend. So, without going to court, you yourself call it as supplementary deed. Any number of times, any number of supplementary deeds you write, and again go to the same sub-registrar office. Say, this supplementary deed to the original. Originally it contains 20 clauses. Internal Act says 4 more clauses. 21 to 24. Now I am adding these 4 clauses. Write a supplementary deed. Present trustees will declare, yes, these are all the clauses to be amended. We have passed a resolution. Accordingly, please register. Register this, take to the Internal Department, go.
Main objects clause cannot be altered without...
No, even the promoter, you only the trustee. I myself cannot amend the... This is the trust law.
In Karnataka...
Anywhere else. That
Section
already 3 times I told section 92 of the Civil Procedure Code. Please read. 92 of the Civil Procedure Code. Please go to the court. If the court is not entertaining, then go to the High Court under section 151 of the Civil Procedure Code. Yes, sir.
Trust has been registered as private limited company, like under Section 8 or something.
Ah.
The trust state can be incorporated in MOA.
Madam, you are more confusing section question you have given. A trust is incorporated under Companies Act. Trust cannot be incorporated under Companies Act. You are incorporating a company. Why you use the word trust? Okay.
And filing will be doing under trust.
Madam, the words used in section 11 to 13, though are trust or institution, they are not literally those two words. Any institution, either you go for a society or you go for a trust or you go for a limited company. Say, you go for a limited company, or that limited company will apply under section 12A as an institution. In your words, as a trust, but it is not a trust. In the written form also, though ITR 7 you use, don't tick trust, tick limited company only. Conclusion. And then the last question. Here is there. I said 3 questions so far, 9 questions I have answered.
Sir, sale of immovable property by a trust, can it be to a public at large? Any sale of immovable property. And if not, if required, it should inform to the income tax commissioner to before you selling.
So, section 11, within brackets, 1 capital A deals with sale of immovable property. So, section 11 only permits you can have sale of immovable property. But use it for public benefit means the sale, if you use for your use it for public benefit. For yours, you can sell it. But if it is some portion of the property for the benefit of the main trust, if you sell, it is no permission is necessary from the commissioner. But substantial portion of all the assets you want to sell, definitely it's indirectly winding up your objective in the main activity. It needs the commission. Only facts will differ. You must give me the facts. Sir, thank you, sir. So I have answered so much because the other speaker is there and consuming his time. Very not very good. Thank you so much. Any questions you may give? Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We come to an end of first technical session, very interactive and informative session. I thank on behalf of Bangalore branch of ICA for the speaker for his time and efforts. I give a big round of applause. Now we'll take a break for 10 minutes and then we'll start.
5 minutes. 5 minutes. Okay. Coffee break only, no? It's not a lunch break.